Happy lunch hour, guys, for a Saturday. Well. Right on cue.
The CDC announced it's tracking a newly discovered strain of COVID-19. Just 4 cases have been confirmed so far worldwide, with one of those in Michigan. The World Health Organization has classified the strain as a, quote, variant under monitoring due to its large number of mutations. Officials say its mutations could help the virus bypass immunity from prior infections or vaccination.
Yep, that was on CBS News last night. All those people that said to, any of those purebloods out there, oh, you're full of it. They're not going to go through any more of the protocols again or anything like that. We're done, What do we all tell you about election season? Right? Okay. So this is what's coming on. We've gone through the leprosy scare, the Spanish flu, the smallpox, everything. And, none of them seem to get any traction with people. So let's roll out the one that worked, and we're going to do it again. So now they're going to scare everybody. And of course, there's all the stories. Saw a couple of them this morning from New York about the new booster. Saw the ones out of Columbus, Ohio, saying, yes, the new booster will be available, but this one won't be covered by federal funds. They're not going to be free anymore, right? Because, hey, somebody got to make money out of this. So that kind of falls right into what we've all been saying, I don't know, since 2019 about all this. But kind of got a kick out of it earlier this week. Our hosts here have updated their medical misinformation policy, right? Okay. And for those of you that are YouTube viewers, you'll know this. For those of you that are content creators, maybe you want to go read this. But now the information that can be spread by people like me, we are really handcuffed as to what we can tell you. And I want you guys to know this as viewers, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that comes out that we're not going to be able to talk to. Now, I've done pretty good, I think. I've gone 6 months now without a strike. Believe it or not, this video will probably cause somebody to look twice at me again. Who knows? But nothing in here that I'm saying violates any policies. I'm just telling you what the policy is. So YouTube updated their medical misinformation policy this week. And as a spokesman who was speaking to the media about it, he said that the new policy will be focusing on 3 key areas: prevention, treatment, and denial. Okay. Now, never did I deny COVID existed. Never did I say do whatever you can to prevent yourself from getting it. Okay. And never am I going to tell anybody what my opinions are on any of the treatment. That's your life. You can choose to do whatever you want. Okay. I'm not the person to tell you yay or nay to whatever. Okay. I don't care what the treatment is. The funny part is they've updated the medical misinformation policy. It now covers more than just COVID. Okay. Now we can't talk about things like cancer or treatments. We can't talk about abortion. Okay. Things like that. We'll go through it. This is straight out of the misinformation policy. And I'll put a link below so you guys can read it so you understand exactly what it is. So you look at videos that are promoting alternative medicine, dietary tips, anything like that. Can't post those anymore. Okay. Videos showing alternative or natural treatments. Can't show those anymore. Videos claiming establishment treatments do harm. Can't do those. Okay. Videos claiming a disease doesn't exist. I don't think anybody is stupid enough to do something like that. Okay. But basically, YouTube has come up and said that they will not allow any medical content at all that doesn't coincide with government policy or promoting big pharma. Now, here's an interesting question I have. As I mentioned, a couple of them here. Videos promoting alternative medicine or dietary tips, or videos sharing alternative or natural treatments, those apparently aren't allowed anymore. But everything has to agree with the World Health Organization, local health authorities, the National Institute of Health, or anything like that. However, when you go to the National Institute of Health webpage, you'll see this. Interesting, huh? The National Institute of Health, the National Library of Medicine, recommends a book on herbal medicine. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't that be considered a alternative treatment? I think it would. Okay. Not to say you wouldn't use those in conjunction with something else. I mean, if I've got cancer, sure, I'm going to listen to my doctor. And if the doctor recommends chemotherapy or the doctor recommends radiation, hey, I'm all for it. But what if the doctor doesn't recommend that? What if the doctor says, hey, go buy this book? I know a lot of you guys are correctly researching, if not practicing, alternative medicines, ways to keep your blood pressure down, ways to treat diabetes in case an SHTF event happens. Pick something, okay? I mean, whether it's something as simple as how to keep a cut from getting infected to a UTI or whatever would be. Those are good things to know, because what happens when everything blows up and there isn't a hospital to go to, or there isn't a doctor to see, or there isn't a pharmacy to get whatever medication? Personally, I have no problem with YouTube keeping the Looney Tunes off. You know, I mean, there's some things they're talking in there, you know, you can't talk about turpentine or something like that, you know, totally agree with something like that. You know, we don't need to go back to the days of, gee, we can put leeches on somebody. Okay, no, that's stupid. But to come out with these blanket policies that are not going to be reviewed by a doctor. I mean, you cannot tell me that somebody in the censorship department at YouTube is, you know, the whole censorship department is a bunch of MDs. Not thinking that's happening whatsoever. The algorithm certainly doesn't have a degree in medicine. But having knowledge of ways in case, I mean, there's some people in this country who don't live anywhere near a hospital, anywhere near a doctor. You know, the nearest hospital is 3 hours away. Yeah, okay. Ask any veteran how far it is to go to a VA hospital. For a lot of them, it's a day's trip back and forth, okay? Because, you know, that's what we have the options of. Just wanted to point out that you might have to do a little bit more work on your own. Certainly get some books, okay? Increase your prepper library on homeopathic remedies for things. Because while I don't have a problem necessarily with keeping the leeches or the bleeding off of YouTube. Giving people alternatives, because I'm sorry, but nobody in Silicon Valley knows my situation, your situation, or anybody else's situation, whether or not something is available and or affordable to somebody, whether it's according to their religious belief or not. There are religions out there. There are people with religious beliefs that they do not believe in formalized medicine. That's just the way it is. You can't tell people, gee, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to research something that's an option for you. Nobody's going to tell you can't take the big pharma, the World Health Organization, the local health authority recommendation. But nobody should tell you that should be the only option. Because one of the laws of nature says man has free will, right? We have the ability to make a decision as what goes on. Go right back into the line. They want to shove this one down our throats day in, day out. My body, my choice. I'm going to continue believing that. It's my body, my choice. I make the choice. I deal with the repercussions. I deal with the consequences. Am I right? Maybe. Am I wrong? Maybe. But it was my decision on what I did. It certainly shouldn't be some software engineer who inevitably is here on an H-1B making a decision for how you live your life, how I live my life, what I plant in my backyard, and how I decide to treat my finger when I have a hangnail. Just thought you'd like to know what's in the future, because we all know that the next 14 months, they're going to throw everything but the kitchen sink at us to try to twist, turn, cheat, rob, steal any way they can, just to make sure that their globalist plan somehow continues to move forward. Yeah. Remember those congressional bills and lawsuits that they were going to stop all the social media from restricting speech? Guess that didn't go too well, huh? Because now, guys like me can't tell people like you the truth on certain topics. Otherwise, we get our hands slapped.